Tonight we're talking about YouTube, demonetization, branding, rebranding, and how creators can clean up their channels before it's too late.
What's up, family? Welcome into the Tiki Bar. It has been a month. It's been a whole month that I've been on the live. So let's start the Tiki Bar the way we normally do. All right. So we're going to play some music, get this thing started. And as you check in, you already know. Lynn will be down shortly. Welcome to the Tiki Bar.
Welcome to the Tiki Bar, yeah. I want me say BYOB. I that me say pure good vibes as soon as I reach.
Who's in the building? Hi, Cheryl. Gary, YouTube police. Bless up yourself, my family. Season, welcome in. This TT. Oh, not the Ninja Raid. It's too early for that. Go, guys! What's going on, brother? Classic! What's happening? Well, Tim Mitchell is in the building. I got David Worth. Blessings, family. Welcome to the channel. Let me see. Who else is here? Hola, Joe. What's going on, family? Welcome back to the Tiki Bar. It's been a minute. Been a minute. What's that? Hub Interactive. Welcome as well. Welcome. I got the whole Ninja Raid up in here right now. Blessings to everyone that's checking in on the Tiki Bar live. Oh my God. I have missed you guys so much. Desert Living. Nina, my sister, what's going on? Welcome in. Who else is here? Don't worry, Lynn will be here shortly. Hold on, I'm working on 2 devices. I gotta make sure I don't miss anything. YouTube police, Gary, bless up yourself, my brother. Welcome in. Right. Welcome to the Tiki Bar. Welcome, everyone. Glad you guys could be here. Like I said, it's been a minute. It's been almost a month that I've checked in. And as I said, work calls, and we got to do what we got to do, right? We all got a job. YouTube. Auntie, bless up yourself. Welcome in, my sister. My favorite auntie. Over here, I'm the number one. So thank you for being here. But blessings to each and everyone that's in the building. I appreciate you all. I'm going to put the comments on the stage so everybody can see what's going on. And we're going to get, you know what? We're going to get straight to it. We're not even going to, that loop's already. Gary, what's going on, man?
Good to see you, brother. You doing all right?
I'm good. I can't complain. I got life. I got love. I got friends, family. I can't complain,
That's all you need, brother.
That's it, So, Desert Living. Thank you. Already? I appreciate you, Nina. Welcome. Thank you. Fabulous. Hi, Fabulous. How are you doing, my sister? Welcome in. Yeah, Gary. Boy, I tell you what, this topic has been, life happens, right? And work happens, and I'm like, man, you know, people showed up for the live a week, well, a month early.
That's Red's Room did a redirect. I know. What a week.
I know. He's still catching hell for that one. High journey, you know. So he's still catching hell for that one. I actually screenshotted the. I'm not gonna put it on here because I ain't going. You know, not unlike them. I don't worry about receipts. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was interesting that everybody was ready to go and everybody went into the future. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh
it
yeah.
it was great that everybody was ready to go. But you know, the good thing is it gave me the opportunity to kind of do a little bit more research on what I wanted to talk to you. Sister Charmian, bless up yourself. Bless up yourself, my sister. Welcome in. It's been a long time. I miss you. I love you. Yeah.
What
So, huh?
what did you find out about the whole monetization? You know, rebranding. I mean, because I've been seeing your rebrand, you know, or die or something like this. You know,
Rebrand or get left behind? Yeah.
yeah, that's it. You know,
So, I mean, the whole topic is more about because you know YouTube is constantly changing, right? And at the end of the day, you never know what's going to be next. I mean, it changes 24. I mean, 24 hours from now, I might get demonetized. You know,
you
but
know,
we're all learning. I think we're all trying to figure this whole thing out. And at the end of the day, the information is there. It's just that we have to, as content creators, and I think most of the people in here are content creators, have to take the time to do our own research, right? Because the information is there, you know. So first of all, I just wanted to. I know Jerry, you came up here real quick, but I wanted to make sure everybody knew what the Tiki Bar is about. Tiki Bar is about just having a spirited conversation and have respecting each other's opinion. We don't have to agree, but it's all about respect. All right. As you check in, make sure that you hit the like button. All right, and that gives you your armband. Workplay Alive is in the building. Bless up yourself, my brother. But again, it's all about respect and just having a spirited conversation. So tonight we're talking about YouTube, demonetization, branding, rebranding, and how creators can clean up their channels before it's too late. So in the chat, here how it goes. Anyone can come up on the channel at any given time. The link is pinned. Let me know. Jerry, Gary, you got on there, so you know
I
the
don't
link.
think it's pinned.
The link works, right?
I don't think your link is pinned. I think it was up. You posted it, but
Okay,
I think
I can repin it. Let me do it again.
all
Let me
right.
do
Well,
it again.
I just passed along information.
Yeah, let me do it again.
Hey, Lynn. Come on in.
Hello.
How you doing, Marvin?
Nice seeing you.
It's good to see you. I've seen you before, but I'm seeing you again. I don't know if we've been channel before.
So I'm gonna pin the link again, or Lynn's gonna do it for me over here on the other side. Um, right here. Let's pin the link again.
I'm sorry. I could be wrong. I just didn't see it pinned.
Okay, I'm gonna unpin it, and then I'm gonna pin it again, just to make sure that everybody can get in on the chat. Let's do this. All right. All right. It's pinned. Let me know if you see it. Obviously it worked because you're here.
Well, I've been sitting in your lobby for I don't know 20 something minutes.
Okay. Did you get some coffee? Did you get some coffee, some water?
Well, I was over at Red's room, and he was talking about how he went into your thing, too early, a week early or something like this, and I said, I went.
Well, apparently the flight landed very well this time around. So
It did.
yeah, but yeah, like I said, we just wanted to get straight into the conversation, and like I said, anybody can come up on the panel at any time and join the conversation. So we already know YouTube's changing, right? Channels are getting demonetized, advertisers are getting stricter. The algorithm needs to understand exactly how who you are and what your channel's about. So the question tonight is simple: is it time to clean up your brand, sharpen your niche, and make your channel more marketable? Right? That's the big question. I've mentioned it before a couple of times about rebranding your channel and why you're here. Why you're here on YouTube, what you're trying to build. It doesn't have to be, I mean, everybody has their reasons for being here, right? Some of us are here for fun. Some of us are here because the opportunity exists to have a lifelong or generational wealth, if you want to call it that, for your channel, right?
Yeah.
And we have to acknowledge that everyone's here for a different reason. Everyone has their channel for a different reason, and we do what we do because of whatever reason we're here for, right? So, Gary, before I have your comment, I want to read, because I did, like I said, this month is actually giving me some time to do some research and just kind of get some background as to what we're talking about, because I like to get into the facts of what we're talking about, right? So I got my phone, I got it saved on here, and I'm gonna read this verbatim per YouTube. All right. So give me a second. Everybody that's checking in, make sure you hit the thumbs up button, but I'm gonna read this. So from per verbatim, the YouTube algorithm has undergone a massive structural shift recently. It feels like the old playbooks for optimizing your videos aren't working the same way. You aren't imagining it. The biggest change comes down to one core reality. YouTube's AI systems are now smart enough to understand the actual video content itself, drastically reducing its reliance on traditional metadata. Here's a breakdown of exactly what has changed and how it impacts YouTube content creators today. So the AI is changing your content, not just reading it. For years, growing a channel meant perfectly optimized titles, right? Tags, descriptions, and keywords so the system could categorize your video. While clear titles and descriptions still matter for context, they no longer control the knob. The shift is that YouTube's advanced AI multimodal systems now analyze your video frame by frame and audio track by audio track. It listens to your spoken words, reads online screen texts, graphics, and analyzes visual objects, pacing, tone, and emotional cues. The impact is that you can't trick the system with clever keywords stuffing anymore. The system identifies exactly what the video is about, what type of viewer will enjoy it, and based on the substance of the video, not just what you write in the description. All right. So I'm going to start the conversation there. I got a few more points here, but I want to start with you. Is that correct? Are you seeing a difference in YouTube right now?
Maybe the it does seem like here of late, it almost seems like I'm having more people come around. I've never been a real popular channel, but I've been I've always focused on trying to help other YouTubers find one another.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard for a small channel to find a small channel.
Right.
You know? And I don't know that I actually have a niche. I've done videos on cutting me cutting my own hair, cutting the grass. did a video about a rock that I said was an antique, just some stupid stuff. I started with a niche, but it fell by the wayside pretty quick because it was the end of, I started with gardening, but we reached the end of gardening season pretty soon. So I started doing other stuff. So for me, understand that my purpose in YouTubing, it has come to the point where my only purpose here really is to talk with folks and try to be entertained, not be bored. As far as the growth of it, yeah, I mean, it's nice to see some new numbers on there, but I don't really look at how many subs I've got. I don't really look at about I guess the only thing I'm paying attention to right now is my watch hours, because I've got a little less than 400 watch hours to go before YouTube Police gets monetized.
Which is crazy. I thought you'd be monetized by now.
Well, Fort Loop 29's been monetized for about 4 years, I guess. Coming up on 4 years, but YouTube Police has really, and it was eligible for it last year. I just, I was burnt out and didn't feel like doing it anymore. So I kept doing an occasional live stream over on, Belt Loop 29, but I didn't really put any content up on YouTube Police for a while.
And that goes back to my first question, right? And this is for the chat as well too. If someone basically looked at your channel for 10 seconds, the first 10 seconds right now, like, would they know exactly what your content is about? So type yes in the chat, or my brand. If your brand is clear, type yes. If no, I need to clean it up. Maybe if I'm still figuring it out. So you got 3 options: yes, no, or maybe.
Well, I think there's a third or fourth.
What's the third or fourth?
Well, if you're talking, well, I don't know. Maybe let me make sure I understand the question. Because it may be a.
So I'm gonna ask it again. If someone looked at your channel, for the first 10 seconds of your channel, would they know exactly what your content is about?
Well, there is a fourth. You said yes, no,
maybe. Yes, no, or maybe. What's the fourth?
Fourth is I have no interest in changing it, I guess. So it would remain a no, maybe.
So Fabulous said, I hope so. So I guess that would be that would be number 4. So number 1 is yes, my brand is clear, right? No, I need to clean it up. Maybe I'm still figuring it out. And as Fabulous said, I hope so. Which you're kind of like in between
gray area.
All that, that gray area, as Lynn said. You know what I'm saying? So you have an opportunity. Your mind is open to where you're trying to get to. And this is why we're talking about rebranding tonight. As you guys can see, I did a rebrand of my channel. And just like you, Belt Loop, when I started out, I knew nothing about YouTube. I was still learning a lot about YouTube, trying to figure out. When I first started posting, I just posted videos. I didn't think about editing and branding. I didn't think about copyright, none of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And as I learned, Clark's Legacy, blessings, Jerry, welcome, bless up yourself. As I started to do my research and figure out how this thing works, I was like, okay, I need to figure out what I want to do. King Nero, bless up yourself, welcome. Reds, blessings. So what I did was, I tell people all the time, Lynn is in the background. She's doing a lot of research on just the information that's out there. And there's a lot of information out there. The one thing I could say about this platform, unlike a lot of other platforms, it gives you information on what you should or should be doing or should not be doing, right? Doesn't mean it works for everybody, because what worked for one person doesn't work for the next person. You know what I'm saying? So I did some research and I was like, oh my goodness, I found out that even though I was doing gardening, I have my chickens, I got my DIY projects that I was doing. And I realized at some point people preferred my food more than anything else, right? Um, Part of my research, I researched the word food, and the word food is out of cooking is actually more popular. Food is actually the most popular keyword out there, right? And YouTube requires, if you want to expand your channel, you want to link the name of your channel with your title and with your description, right? So it all should match up, right? Your thumbnail, everything should match up, because there's a lot of what we call it, clickbait, right? There's a lot of clickbait out there, right? So
That's
you
true.
see a a thumbnail, and then you click on the channel, and it's not the same thing, right? So we're losing potential subscribers, because me personally, I'm the same way. If I click on the thumbnail and it's not what it said it's supposed to be, guess what? I'm gonna continue on to the next thing that I'm looking for. I'm looking for food. I'm looking for like good food. I actually watched a channel the other day, and just recently, like last night, and it was like street food, and literally most of the video was just someone riding around checking out food spots, but it never really focused on the food, which is what I was looking for, right? So I would probably click away faster than I would someone else that was just showing me what I'm looking for. But go ahead.
Well, that's a great point. The but the truth is, I mean, from that standpoint, it's probably, if they look at, I guess it depends, because if you went to my Belt Loop 29 channel, you
Mm-hmm.
know, most of my homepage is just me having other people's channels up on there. So I
Mm-hmm.
guess that's kind of what I do anyhow. Just go through and try to promote other people.
Right. Which is a
But
completely different thing. Right.
right, right, but I do that on this channel too. But a lot of what we do that through conversation. We do that through inviting people up on panel, or just me and my friends hanging out on panel, and and talking, just everyday talk, not about any particular subject.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess from that standpoint, then it's probably pretty clear, because most of my thumbnails are just, I don't bother making a thumbnail. The thumbnails taken from the live streams, which is 90% of what I do, 99% of it, and so.
Mm-hmm.
And every now and then I'll throw a thumbnail on there that has me behind a mic or something, an AI version of me. Eddie says that I look better, on the
As
AI
a
version.
thumbnail.
No, I can't argue with him. So, but I
I
guess
don't know. I think my thumbnails make me look worse.
well, it could be. I don't know. Um, I don't I don't know. I kind of enjoyed your thumbnail. You had on this, although you look pretty intense. I think you do look better in person than you did on that thumbnail. Yeah. All right.
Well,
Although,
speaking of thumbnails, that was one of the things that we have been discussing a lot lately, right? With a lot of people getting demonetized and stuff like that. And again, YouTube hasn't told us specifically what is going on, right? We're all speculating on what is really happening. And it makes sense in some senses, where we're using um, an AI system to create an AI generated thumbnail, right? We're also using an AI system to do our descriptions, our titles, and stuff like that, right? And again, me just guessing, if you're using an AI to evaluate an AI or audit an AI in this sense, it's looking at O's and ones and O's, right? In the scientific sense, they're looking at ones and O's. So every thumbnail that we create from ChatGPT or Gemini or any other AI system out there, every description that we create, every title that we create on the ones and O's side, the scientific side, when it's audited by another AI, a more advanced AI, it's looking at the ones and O's. It's not looking at the emotional sense of what a person is putting into the content, right? So, which that could be seen as, again, what they say, what's the word I'm looking for? Manufactured or what's the word? Consistent or generated content, right? Even though your thought process is to use the AI as a tool to make your content better or more marketable, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's when it's audited by an AI system, it's gonna basically see numbers, not specifically until you get audited and it's kind of like I use the IRS for example, right? When you submit your taxes, right, and you say I donated this, I'm doing this. You submit everything to the IRS. So there's an electronic system that audits your tax return, right? And that system is going to say, oh well, based on what I know about you, you shouldn't have all this, and this is going to get referred to auditing, which is going to get a human being to actually physically look at it, and that human being is going to look at it and be like, okay, that makes sense, right? Which is what I think in those contexts is what YouTube is doing. It uses the AI because there's a billion channels out there, right? And human beings can't physically sit there and audit all these channels. So they use the AI to basically cut it down to a smaller amount, and then it'll go over to a human. And again, this is just me guessing. It goes to a human, and a human can say, okay, this makes sense. This person is actually not, this is original content. They're just using AI to advance the information that they're putting out. So what say you?
The unauthentic content.
Or the unauthentic, yeah, as Lynn said, the unauthentic content.
Well, I got to agree with you. I mean, the use of AI is going to be kind of interesting, and I'm sure there'll be some little road bumps or road, potholes, what have you, along the way. Fact is, I really haven't had much in the way of problems on mine, but I don't really use a whole lot of YouTube or a lot of AI on it. Just a little bit of blessings to YouTube, blessed life journey. I don't use a whole lot of AI in my stuff. There's, but you're right. There's so much overwhelming information. If you think about it just from the standpoint of you as a YouTuber, me as a YouTuber, watching, when everybody starts out, they always start out, they get in with somebody they like, find somebody's channel they like, and they meet a few new people, and then they try to show support to all those people. And it's even then, when I first started, I would get up in the morning, I'd cut on the TV, and I'd jump to all these different channels, to watch whatever they had put out that day. All right. Well, the longer you do this, the more people you try and support, the more people support you, the more impossible it is to
Keep up.
Right. You cannot watch everybody's video. You cannot watch, especially when there's some channels out there putting out 30, 40, an hour long videos. There's only 24 hours in a day. So, I've got
And
to.
as much as you want to support everybody, you sometimes, like I said, for me, a lot of times I watch a lot of videos late night, right? And it's kind of funny. There's a YouTuber, I was on his live the other day, and he mentioned to me was that, I watch your videos, but I watch them on my TV, which the TV doesn't allow you to make comments, right? So you're watching, like for me, I watch a lot of videos like late at night when I can't sleep. I'll just Link can tell you, I'll turn the TV on and I'll just watch YouTube till I fall asleep. And I will the most I can get to do is leave a thumbs up on the video, right? So I
Yeah,
don't get to leave a comment all the time. It doesn't mean I'm not watching your content. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Well, hey, I look at it like this. All right, first of all, the algorithm that they have is pretty smart. I mean, even before the AI, the fact is they can tell if you're paying attention to a video when you're not. They can tell when and but it also gets down to where if you enjoy somebody's content, if you actually enjoy the content, not just the person, because that's a completely different thing. If
Mm-hmm.
there's people I like, and I'll drop in and I'll watch a few minutes of something just because they're a good supporter and I like the person, and so I'll drop in, hit a like, you know, um, but then again, I'm not really into yarn or that type of thing.
And that's being honest. It's kind of funny you say that. Before I was thinking in the back of my mind, it's like it's not every because we're in a community where we're trying to support each other as
Right,
small content creators, right?
right.
And we go on different platforms and we subscribe to different channels, and then you get over there and that's like, maybe this is not my thing, right? It's not. No, let's be honest. It's like,
It-
it's nothing wrong with that. You do want to support small content creators as we are, but not everybody's gonna like my channel. Not everybody's into food. I don't know who's not into food, but not everybody's into cooking and so forth. So you have, as a content creator, you have to expect that just because you're on somebody's live and somebody subscribe to your channel does, and they might come over there, check you out and be like, oh well, yeah, I
yeah,
support you, but it doesn't mean they don't like your channel. It's just that that's not something that they're into, and there's nothing wrong with that. And
exactly.
it happens to all of us. Like, we provide support, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that the person doesn't like our channel. It's just not something that, and we all have our favorite channels that we go to. Again, for me, if it's food, I'm on it. You know what I'm saying? I do like channels that provide information. I watch a lot of channels that provide information on just anything. Like I watch a lot of documentaries before even YouTube was a thing. I would sit and watch National Geographic, and I still do for hours, right? I watch the migration of a seal. You know what I'm saying? Because I just see Lynn shaking her head because she'd be like, "What are you watching?" But it's like for me, it's something that I'm learning about that I never knew before. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So we all have different things. I mean, there's people that do all kinds of crazy stuff here on YouTube that we consider crazy work, but other people like it. So you know, at the end of the day, we have to understand as content creators is if you're figuring out what your need, like like you said, you're here to just have a conversation. That's your thing. You just whatever the conversation is that day, whatever life brings you, that's what you're doing. Nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the main part of it. King Nero, bless up yourself. I gotta let me get in the chat and bless up a couple of people here because there's a few people that came in here that I didn't. I know Lynn is like on the ones and twos trying to acknowledge everybody, but I got ladies of iTalk. That's a new friend, new family member. Welcome in, bless up yourself. Let me see who else did I miss.
I do
Daddy
know.
Dutch Barbecue, welcome. Because
I
I can't skip out on my chat, folks. Even though people are scared to come up on on the panel.
I do know the ladies that I talk, and I do know,
Oh, she's awesome. She's awesome. She's a vibe. She's a New Yorker like myself. So, New Yorkers, we out of control. Brian, bless up yourself. I just want to go through here real quick. Ladies, King Nero. Let me go ahead and give King Nero a and you guys can connect with each other. If it's somebody new that you haven't seen before, again, we're all about supporting each other. Again, like I said, we might not all like each other's content, but we can still support each other. And maybe you know somebody that likes the content that you don't like. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think bottom line is that, it's the person. There is this is personality driven. And by the way, sup, Minty Cactus, good to see you, darling. But yeah, I mean, we try to bless others that bless us. And so,
and it's not a requirement, but it's good to have a good, strong support system, right? In everything that we do, we have a good, strong support system. So we don't avoid. So I wanted to read. I had three more things I wanted to read on here. So that YouTube that gave me this information. So not YouTube, but specifically, I used a multiple, funny enough, AIs on what's really going on in YouTube. So number 2 is from raw watch time to viewer satisfaction. So the platform has heavily deprioritized raw, mindless watch time in favor of deep viewer satisfaction. So the algorithm wants to prevent click and quit, all right, behavior, where a viewer clicks a great thumbnail but leaves frustrated 30 seconds later, which we talked about earlier. All right. The system now closely tracks return viewership. So do people finish your video? That's important. And actively return to your channel for more of your series. So building a recognizable, consistent format is heavily rewarding. Okay. YouTube balances watch time with direct feedback, like mid-feed satisfaction surveys, to ensure the time spent on your app was considered high quality by the user. App retention: if your video causes a viewer to close the YouTube app entirely because they felt misled, the system aggressively halts that video's distribution. All right. So that being said, the person might want to support your channel, but there's this thing that says, oh, if you watch the video for 8 seconds, you're good to go. Well, if you click off that video and go say you're going to support somebody else, you've just now told the algorithm that this video wasn't that important to you. You know what I'm saying? In just in that simple format, right? So YouTube is aggressively doing that. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I know for a fact that there are, I mean, me and Eddie have had this discussion many times. And there are YouTubers out there that are, their whole purpose, and when they're on YouTube, is they go into a video, whether it be a replay or something like this. They'll stay there long enough to make a comment, and then they'll go off. They want to be seen by that YouTuber, because they think that means that YouTuber will turn around and go back to their channel and watch hours and hours of videos. But I think that in turn just creates the other person. I mean, when I play videos, I try to let them run all the way through. And most of the time, especially if I'm just playing like a playlist, I'll let it run all the way through, but I'm not making a detailed comment on it.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, if y'all want to come up.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I ain't trying to hog all of Winstone's time.
No. Look, look. I'm glad that you're here. Minty Cactus blessings. you know, and that's the thing. It's like you're not, again, when you're talking about supporting other channels, you're there's so many. Like I looked at my how many videos I liked in the last like 3 months. It's like over 3,000 likes that I dropped. You know what I'm saying? And you can't support because you're as a content creator, you're trying to build your brand, right?
Yeah.
Um, so you have the work you have to put in as well while supporting other content creators out there. You know what I'm saying? So let me read. I have two more I have to read. So let me read that. And then again, if anybody else wants to come up, the link is pinned. You can come up on the stage at any time. So number 3, the content gap strategy wins. All right. So because the algorithm is hyper focused on matching specific viewer profiles with perfect content, replicating what the largest channels in your niche are doing is a quick way to get buried. Funny enough, right? Even though they tell you to go see what your niche is doing. The algorithm is prioritizing content gaps. Okay, topics where viewers' interest is high, but high quality specific videos are lacking. That being said, right? They're looking at where the interest is high, even though the content might not be as high quality. All right. We're gonna touch back on that in a minute. So how to spot a gap. Look at what audiences are asking for in the comment sections, right? Of your niche competitors. So they're basically saying whatever your niche is, go into the competitors channels and look what
The comments.
the comment section, what people are saying, and find out what's not being answered. What's not being answered is what you need to do. All right. Or look at what complementary topic a viewer might want to watch before or after the mainstream video. All right. Number 4, which is the last one. Number 4 says more aggressive testing of small channels. So in the past, small or emerging channels faced a massive uphill battle because the algorithm needed months of data to figure out who to serve the content to. Now, if a smaller channel delivers a video, which is exceptionally strong, which is we're talking about the click-through rate, and high initial retention above 50%, the AI understands the content well enough to immediately bridge it to a wider, relevant audience. Your YouTube is aggressively testing new and emerging creators with broader audiences within days rather than months, creating a massive window. All right. So that being said, what do we do to counteract? So basically what YouTube is doing right now is using the algorithm to push out content. So regardless of how much time you spend and how much quality you put into your content, doesn't mean your content is going to get pushed out, right? Because it's not generating the views of what YouTube algorithm expects. Again, people coming in, clicking away, the clickbait thumbnails and stuff like that. So people are pushing away from that. And YouTube is not pushing out your content because of that, right? So in some senses, most people are going to be like, okay, this is who I am. This is what I create. This is why people should watch. If your channel is over a place, that's what. And there's nothing wrong with that. To me, stick with what, everybody talks about monetization and what got you there, right? So you still have to stick with what got you. That first 1,000, what is it, 1,000 people that you need and 4,000 watch hours,
Five.
right?
Now they've got it to where
500.
you can
Yes, you can partial monetization. So 500, right?
spend 2,000.
So they've changed that too. So again,
Yeah.
there's so many nuances to it. So the people that like started YouTube 2 years ago, it's for the people that start now, it's a lot, I won't say easier, but it's a lot less you have to do to get monetized.
I think that's one of the smartest things that YouTube did, honestly. Making it, because the fact is that for a small YouTuber, a small channel like mine, you're going to see a whole lot more income, or a lot more money, funds, whatever, from fan funding than you ever would from them playing your videos.
Mm-hmm.
From memberships, from that type of thing. That creates, I mean, I don't focus that much on that. In fact, I very rarely even mention my memberships, which I've got memberships now on 2 channels. But the fact is that, where was I going with this conversation? Oh yeah, when they dropped down to where you only had to have 500 subs and 3,000 watch hours, even the watch hours is harder to get than the subs.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could get subs from shorts. You can do a promotion and get tons of subscribers. But ultimately it boils down to whether or not your content is engaging enough to where people are going to watch enough hours of it or enough consistently, and whether or not you're putting out enough content for them to watch.
Right.
So but it allowed them to make, because a lot of people were having trouble hitting that 4,000 watch hours.
Mm-hmm.
And so it allowed them the small YouTubers to make a little bit of money, and YouTube to make money on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it opened up a whole new avenue to them, and they could still run their ads without having to pay, content creators anything.
Well, and that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize, that YouTube is running ads on your content regardless of whether you're monetized or not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So monetization is just a bonus on top of what you already got going on, because YouTube is running ads long before you get monetized. And my whole thing is this. I always say, like, again, when I started YouTube, I was not, and still is kind of still not worried about the monetization thing. Like, I never knew anything about monetization. I was just like, oh, you know what? My brother said to me, hey, you like to cook, you should put your stuff on YouTube, right? So that's where I started.
DIY project.
My DIY projects. Because my brother's like, well, you're always building something, and you're always gardening, and you're always cooking. So why don't you put your stuff on YouTube? And that's where I started to do YouTube. I never knew anything about watch time, watch hours, subscribers, monetization. And as I learned, I was like, we got monetized, didn't even know, right? We got to 1,000 subscribers. The watch hours was like through the roof, but it was something that I didn't pay attention. So my advice to a lot of content creators and that's here is focus on your content, because the watch hours will come. You know what I'm saying? It's the subscribers will come. Don't worry about the numbers. It's like, it's going to happen. It's just a matter, 3 dots. It's just a matter of giving your viewers, it's like TV, right? You're giving your viewers the best content they can get from you every single time. So you shouldn't water down, and don't worry about what other people are doing. That's the other thing I should say, because it will frustrate you. Because there's, like you said, you can see some content that's like, man, I can't believe this dude. I've seen content where somebody's like doing scratch offs, right? And has 100,000 subscribers, and the views are through the window and all that. But again, for me, again, is what are you here for? What are you trying to build? Are you trying to build a brand, right? Where 10 years from now, your brand will still be known. You know what I'm saying? You're creating generational wealth where your kids can pick up your channel and just run with it. Just keep it going, long after you're gone. And that's all about protecting yourself, protecting your brand, what kind of content you're putting out there. Being because most of these companies don't want to attach their name to a content creator that's going to cause chaos.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And go ahead.
I was just going to say, here's my opinion, or my bottom line of the whole thing. channels can be built on one personality, or channels can be built on content. The content, in order to go beyond a certain point, I mean, you can go just so far on your personality. Your content needs to be good enough to where, and I'm the first to say my content ain't nowhere good enough to do anything other
But
than.
that's your opinion because people like your content.
No, that's a fact, Winstone, because otherwise I would have a bigger channel.
Right.
All right. So it's absolutely, and I hate saying that because I know some people are going to think that I'm hating, and I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
The basic fact is that if my content was one that was entertaining enough or interesting enough, more people would watch it and they would want to keep watching it.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact is, if something is personality based, that you will have, and you'll be able to grow. But I think if your content and your personality coincide, if they both have, if you have a good personality, and I mean, I saw a guy in gardening, and I guess part of his, timeliness as well. It's so many aspects to YouTube, but the bottom line is you can create contents that I could create content that's better than the content I have.
Mm-hmm.
It just takes so much work.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have the time or desire to focus that much time on, on creating.
And I think you understand like I do, Betloop, and I'm sure a lot of creators in here understand too that if I was retired from my current job,
Right.
then everything I do it because pretty much everything you do is content. It's just how you look at it, right?
Yeah.
And people, I think most of the creators that I've come across so far, that I've come across on YouTube, they have their jobs, they have their lives, and I've always said, I learned very quickly that YouTube can be a job very quickly if you let it. If you, it got to a point, and it happened to me. Like when I just started, when I finally realized what YouTube was about, I found myself creating content just to keep up with YouTube, right? And I was like, oh, I'm getting views. I'm like, okay, I need to make more content. So I was trying to do like 2-3 videos a week and all this other stuff. And it wasn't like genuine content, right? I can admit that. It wasn't like I was just doing it because I need to keep up with YouTube and make sure that I'm putting out content because my viewers want that content. And I always said it felt like a job. And you guys can put a 1 in the chat if YouTube ever felt like a job to you. Put a 1 in the chat because at some point that's what it felt like. I was like, man, I don't want to be caught up in a system where I'm letting YouTube dictate when I put out content. You know what I'm saying? So because there are times when life happens, right? I got things to do. And as you get bigger, as your channel grows, your audience is expected, just like any TV station out there or any good series out there, right? They're expected. If you look at, I use Netflix as an example, right? If Netflix put out a good series and you've watched the first 2 episodes, because remember they got into this thing where they were giving you the whole series at one time, so you could just binge watch it, right? You could just get on there and you could just watch a whole series, all episodes in like one weekend, right? And then they realized, oh, I can get more viewership if I split the series into different parts, right? So it's feeding the need, right? The need is I want to see what the next, because they cliffhang it and they leave you hanging for the next episode, and you're like, man, I can't wait for the next episode. So you're just sitting there waiting for the next episode to come out. So they spread it out. So for me, I was like, you know what? I don't want YouTube. I want to still have my life, be able to put out content when I want to put it out. But that's also being able to communicate with my audience as well. So one of the things I do all the time is, if I'm not going to be available, and you guys know that have been on my channel before, that I'll go over to my community page and be like, look, I'm going to be gone for 3 weeks. I don't know what it's going to be like, but if I got content, I will put it out. If not, I'll see you in 3 weeks. And I think my audience, correct me if I'm wrong, appreciates the fact that I communicated with them that I'm not available, as opposed to not dropping a video for 2 or 3 weeks, because again, I want my content to be authentic. I'm not like, I've cooked twice this weekend. I've cooked twice this weekend. You guys saw my little short live last night. So I've cooked twice this weekend. That could have easily been 2 videos that I dropped this weekend, right? But
You won't see it.
yeah, you won't see it because it wasn't something that I just wanted to put out. It was just like a personal event for me and my family that I didn't just want to put out on YouTube just to make content.
Sure.
So I don't want to put myself in a box where I'm like, I'm just doing it just because my audience wants it. Yeah, I know. Like I've had so much comments on just a quick fish fry that I did last night. You know what I'm saying? But if you notice, I didn't show who was here and who was here with me. And I know people just wanted to see the food. So with that being said, what it also did, or it gave me some recommendations on how to deal with some of these issues. All right. So the first one, and this is funny enough, it was to the point. All right. It said, first things, actions that creators should do. Action items for creators. All right. So for all my content creators, come close. Listen up. All right. First thing it says, cut the fluff. All right. So because AI tracks early drops closely, cut video intros to under 10 seconds. All right. And I am actually guilty of this because I've made some changes, but you guys will see. So deliver on the core promise of your title and thumbnail immediately within the first 30 seconds of your video. All right. Design a visual idea. Thumbnails that win the click right now rely on high contrast, simple shapes, and a single uncluttered focal point that reads perfectly on a tiny mobile screen. So that being said, when you're making your thumbnails, because remember, making your thumbnails has to be adaptable to all platforms, right? That's your mobile device, your computer, and your TV, right? So a desktop, a mobile device, and a TV. So when you're making your thumbnail, just because it looks good on a phone doesn't mean it's going to look good on the TV or a computer, right? And you have to, I would say, if you're want to be in the middle, most people, you have to conform to what, and YouTube tells you this, what your audience watches most. So if you go into your analytics, YouTube tells you what platform people watch your content most on, right? So if it's a mobile device, you want to cater to making sure that your thumbnail conforms to a mobile device so they can see everything on your thumbnail. Because I was watching another video on how to attract viewers, right? And one of the things it talks about was like, I think we all do. We're all scrolling, right? We're sitting there throughout on our free time. We're scrolling. Oh, that looks interesting. Click. That's what you want to do first, is build a thumbnail that, as a random person, not just your subscribers, but a random person is scrolling through and be like, oh, that looks interesting. Click. Right? You want a clickable thumbnail where people can see that, okay, let me see what's going on here. Now, when you once you get past that, is where I'm gonna get into. But let me answer this question first. Bentley World said, "What advice do you have for new content creators starting and trying to learn, or what are good tools to use when making content?" Gary, I'm gonna let you answer that real quick.
All right.
I gotta pee.
Okay.
I'll be right back. But go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't mind at all. First of all, you have to decide, well, what kind of channel do you want to have? As far as if you're asking about, videos, how to make videos, get a concept, hone it down, come up with about 10 different titles, decide who you're trying to reach with those titles. Are you trying to, is it an ongoing thing, or you want people that have seen your previous stuff? It's a pretty encompassing. If you're just talking about how to create something to put out there, you get you a phone and shoot video. It's as simple as uploading, or you can go through and get you a video editor. You don't have to get anything other than your phone. You got some folks out there I know Nina is out here, and Nina's got all sorts of equipment that she's gone through. I know Eddie's got, computer. I got a computer I bought primarily for editing. Now, what kind of editor you use? Eddie and Ralph would say to get DaVinci Resolve. I just use OpenShot. It does most everything I want to do, but you do have more capability with DaVinci, from what I understand. Start watching some of these channels like Eddie's or Ralph's when they do tech talk. They teach you technical aspects of it. You can go through and hey, it's as much or as little as you want to make it. And it doesn't matter whether you put a lot into it or just a little to it. It's not going to have any, it's not going to determine whether or not you're a superstar or YouTube famous. I don't think. Anything can go viral. I had a what I considered a viral. My very first viral video was just a dog hiking a football. Then again, I had one that did over 450,000 views just because I rolled up on a tag and said, "Cool, now that's redneck," and it was just F-250. That was the entire tag, and it got like 450,000. Some of it's going to be luck. Some of it's going to be, get an editor, shoot some video, edit it to where it's interesting to you or to somebody you may think likes it. Picture somebody in your mind that you're trying to appeal to. You're trying to make something for somebody. Don't try to make it universally enjoyable. Make it for one person. And then focusing on doing the best you can with that person in mind. And
you're 100% correct, because Lynn can tell you we've invested in so many different types of gadgets and stuff and I still do most of my content creating from my phone, right? I do all my editing from my phone. Like if I had to sit at a computer right now and edit, I wouldn't know what to do. But you get more options for editing if you're doing it from your computer. You know what I'm saying? I was watching a video the other night, and this guy was just showing you how to like do transitions in your videos. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, wow. And in the back of my mind, I was like, that's a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? So yes, you don't need a lot of gadgets, right? But the gadgets do help, right? So for example, I have the Meta glasses, right? And there's a lot of people that when you go into a store or something like that, they don't want to be or to be kind of put on blast, if you want to use that term, right? So I try to, when I'm doing my videos not to put people in there that didn't consent, because you have to worry about all that too, right? People consenting to you using their image and all this other stuff in videos, and people have a right to that. Go ahead, you're going
I
to
was
say
going
something.
to say that depends on what state you live in, because some parties are a single party consent state, other parties are a two-party consent state. So you
Right.
have to be mindful of that type of thing as well.
Yeah. Brian was asking what I use on my phone. I use CapCut. I'm like, I was using other apps before. Some people don't like CapCut, and to each his own. Everyone likes whatever app they're most familiar with, right? Like, some people don't use StreamYard for their streams. I like StreamYard because it's simple, it's easy to use. Like, Reds uses OBS, which I think is a very hard thing to learn, right? But for me, it's more about, I'm so used to picking up my phone. I know when I'm editing exactly what I'm doing, where I'm cutting a video and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to have all the gadgets, and because honestly, I don't use half of them. I have, what do we have? 3 GoPros. I have it. See Lynn's face. She buys it, so don't listen to her. But she's the one that, because she's like trying to make me a better content creator all the time. So I have 3 GoPros. I have a Insta 360. I have 2
Meta glasses.
Meta glasses. I have
The drones, like 3
3
drones.
drones. I haven't done a drone footage in a long time, right? At one time, drones was a thing, right? People were just like putting up drone videos all over the place, and it was just a great way. It doesn't mean I'm not going to use them anymore. It's just it was cool for at that time. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, I need to go ahead and get me a drone and put it on my, get a drone shot and stuff. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to use it. I mean, I was in Vegas for 3 weeks, and I brought my portable small drone with me. I never used it. I never had the opportunity to. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is, a lot of apps are free. So use it for what you have. Use it for what, and use it to the best of your ability, based
Before you
on,
start buying something.
yeah, before you start buying something, because you might not need it, or you might not use it. You
I
know what I'm
would
saying?
I would also make the point that there's no sense in loading yourself down with stuff that you've got all this stuff and you're trying to learn all of it at one time. No. Get one thing at I guess if you really want to buy
Get
gadgets,
get good at one thing, right?
get good at one thing, but and then if you start imagining a video in your mind where you want a particular effect or you want a particular type of shot or something, then going out and get that so that you can go through and spread it out, because it's otherwise you're going to feel overburdened with trying to learn so much at one time. Just do
Mhm.
it simple, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. So I'm gonna keep reading these action items, right? So it says here, thumbnails that win the click right now and rely on high contrast, simple shapes, and a single uncluttered focal point, which I was talking about, right? Because I think when we all started out, we were all making our own thumbnails. We were taking our own photos. We were zooming in with the phone or the camera and making sure the thumbnail was looking right. Now we have the AI to basically generate a thumbnail for us, right? And it goes back to that clickbait that we were talking about, where is what you're, because people are expecting that what's on the thumbnail is what they're going to see when they actually watch the video. And once they don't see that, they're gonna click away. They're like, oh, this is just AI,
Misleading.
right? Yeah, it's misleading. So I think people are kind of getting over AI, where they're like, I don't even know what's true anymore, right? I don't even know if this, like, I've watched so many videos where, because every time I watch a video, I always go in the comment section just to kind of see what people's thought process is, right? And a lot of people are like, there's even videos that are it actually happened, and people are like, oh, this is AI. Because it was so unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? So people are not trusting the AI as much anymore either. So it's like at some point you're gonna have to go back to originality, those simple thumbnails where you're not. If you look at some of the bigger channels, they don't even use a lot of uh, letters and stuff in their thumbnails anymore, right? Because they're trying to go. It's kind of like the Walkman versus the CD player. You know, back in the day when you had your Walkman, right? You had your tape, your cassette player for the old folks like me that remember what a cassette player is, right? So you had your cassette player, and you you were good to go, right? You could play your music all day, rewind the cassette, keep playing it. Then you got CD players, right? Well, what's the problem with CD players, right? If your CD player got scratched up, if you had a big enough scratch in it, that CD player was not good to go. If you had a problem with your cassette player, you could get a piece of tape, tape it together if it broke, and it would just be that one skip, right? It'd be that one skip, and you would still have your cassette player to listen to. So people eventually went back to cassette players. What's a was? Goga asking what's a Walkman, asking for a friend.
That's funny.
You know, so eventually people are going to get tired of everything being AI and not really believing what they're seeing, and they're going to start looking for thumbnails that are just original thumbnails. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time, you know. So, but it doesn't mean you should stop making the content that you're making, right? Be original, be creative, right? One of the things I try to do is, if you've ever been, and for the people that are new here that have never been on my channel, I try not to do the same thing over and over again. Again, there are channels that do that, and people are fine with that, right? People are fine with seeing someone cook the same thing every single day. For me, cooking is an art, and I'm an artist, and I want to give people something more than what they see every single time, you know. So I don't I always use the word, I don't use anything, I don't do anything halfway. I always put 100% into everything I do. And I think it's important, the content that I put out. Just like I said, I cooked twice this week, and I didn't make any videos of, aside from when I went live for 30 minutes yesterday. I didn't put out any of those videos because I wanted people to really enjoy the atmosphere in what I'm trying to provide. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, Betloop. I'm looking up.
Oh, I'm just saying, it looked like Tiffany and Brian TOG, the other guy, is heading out. So I'm just telling good one. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know if people are going to get tired of AI, or they're going to use it more towards their own directed entertainment. I don't know. I know that you can treat YouTube like a business, but when you do that, it tends to burn you out. I've gotten to the point where I've been doing this for, I guess my first video was up in 2020, first live stream in 2022, and I've been burnt out a couple of times, 2 or 3. And for me, in order for me to continue, the thing I don't want to do, the thing I do not want to do is I don't want to leave and miss all my friends.
Right.
So, I come on YouTube because there are certain, I do some exploring, because you can't ever tell when you're going to meet somebody new. That you enjoy their stuff, and besides it also, I think it helps, widen the community and bring other people around. So, but the bottom line is I'm trying to enjoy myself, and I guess some of it's chewing the same old fat. Some of it's, new conversations, but, AI is coming.
Yeah, it's here.
It's here. I don't know. I am curious about what that means for the future. It may be that the only job left in the U.S. will be, YouTubing. And even then, I don't know if that's because you could have, I'm AI program could replace me pretty easy. I think anyhow, I'm not that entertaining.
But you know what? That's subjective because somebody might find you very entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Just because of the fact you say you're not entertaining. You know what I'm saying? And
It,
it's funny because you mentioned um, different things in your customers, right? And I've said this a couple of times. I equate it to when you open a restaurant because I gotta do it on the food side. So when you open a restaurant, right? Your first, you advertise and you open your restaurant, you have a grand opening, and your first 10 customers come in, and man, you got the best show on earth. You got the food, the table laid out, the food is looking good, everybody's getting extra gravy, you know, the meat is piled up on the plate and all that, right? And as you grow, because you're not just gonna stick with those first 10 loyal customers, you're trying to get more customers. You're always trying to get more customers, right? So you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to advertise some more, see if I can get those, because a lot of things is word of mouth, right?
yeah.
YouTube is the same way. A lot of things is word of mouth. Hey, man, you need to go check out this restaurant. They got the best Jamaican food ever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, not everybody that comes to your restaurant is going to say it is the best Jamaican food they've ever had, especially if they've never had Jamaican food. Right? So not everybody's going to like your food, right? Some people might say, "Oh, you know what? It's too spicy for me." "Oh, you know what? I'm not getting." And as you grow, your original customers are going to feel some type of way, right? Because now you have 100 customers. So you went from the first 10 people that they showed up every day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. They were on it. They were getting the extra oxtail gravy on their rice and like an extra curry goat and all these things, right? Well, as you expanded, now you got 100 people to feed. You're not going to give everybody that extra gravy that they used to get, right? Because you have to feed more people. You have to give, you know what I'm saying? So they the original uh subscribers in this sense or customers in this sense will be like, man, he don't water down the food, you know.
Yeah.
So, and it's not that you wanted to water down the food. You just have from a business, yeah, it's supply and demand. From a business perspective, I'm feeding more people, so I can't give you as much, you know, meat as I used to give you before. I'm still giving you the same quality of food. You're just not getting as much of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. I mean, the bottom line is your content, and that goes directly back into what I was saying because it's your content that, your content will have to stand on its own at some point. It cannot stand on the fact that, your friend watched it 20 times.
Mhm.
You know, and because the fact that we're using a food thing right now, I have to go back to I have to say one more thing. If you open up a restaurant and you creating food, your goal is to use it as a business. Your goal is to sit there and hopefully introduce food to people that will enjoy it enough to where they're going to pay to eat that food. Um,
Mhm.
there is somebody else out there though that is slapping a slice of ham and cheese between two slices of bread to go feed the homeless. And
Mhm.
the hope is that when they go out there, instead of having more homeless out there to feed, they're hoping, I guess, that there are less homeless out there that need it. So,
Because yes, because it's coming out of their pocket and it's costing them more money
well,
to feed.
I don't think it's about so much about the money coming out of their pocket as the hope that people are doing better than they were.
100%, 100%, and more people are actually going out and helping the homeless. Right?
That's
They're spreading that love. Yes, absolutely, 100%, 100%. And that's the thing. I always say people that do things out of the goodness of their heart. Don't ever brag about why they do it. They do it because it's the right thing to do, you
Bingo.
know. And that's the thing. It's like just like your channel, right? You're doing it because you love what you do. And I've always said once this I'm not having fun here anymore. I'm not here anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I enjoy what I do. I enjoy like Lynn can tell you, I love cooking. I love when people enjoy my cooking. Like I get the most joy of when people eat my food and they're like, man, this is awesome, you know. And they're like, can I get a plate to go? You know, that's the best joy for me because I love what I do in that aspect, you know. And that's what you should be looking at as a content creator. Again, everyone has their reasons why they're here, right?
That's right.
And we as other content creators don't have the luxury of judging people and telling them why they're here. They know why they're here. It's not a right for us to say, oh yeah, well, I know why you're here. No, none of us know why. Everyone has their own situation, but it's still an opportunity for everybody to essentially um, make their own way based on what they're trying to do. Rez, I'm trying to get you up here, but my mouse is acting up.
So, Red's room. Is he in the basement? I can't see the basement.
He's in the basement, but I can't. My see.
You might have to go out and come back.
Yeah, Rez, go out and come back in. Go out and come back in. Yeah, technology, right? It never works the way you want to work when
Yep.
it's
Todd.
when you need it the most. I got a whistle stop in the building. Blessings and welcome.
Sup,
Yeah,
Ed?
so let me, while Rez is trying to leave the building and come back in, I just want to finish reading this thing about, and it's only a few more things that it talks about here. So basically, you want to capture people in the first 30 seconds of your video. And with that being said, if you guys starting to watch my video, so one of the things I learned, and again, all this information is open source information, fully available. There's tons of videos on this. So go out there and watch these videos, man. I'm telling you, there's so much information out there. So I was watching a video and they were talking about, so a lot of us have, like I know my channel, I have my logos, my animated logos that come on at the beginning of my videos or halfway in between, or like the first 30, about the first minute of my video, right? And the guy just happened to mention that sometimes when people see a logo, right, they think it's a commercial. so they Rez, check out and check back in.
He was up there.
Check out and check back in. Wi-Fi's I got Miss TT Wi-Fi going on over here, so I can't. Will it work?
Oh, no.
I don't have a. You got to get the what you call it thing for the iPad. Hold on, Reds. Yeah.
You know, I think that reminds me of a fishing metaphor, that the best thing you can do if you want to do well with your videos is to learn how to bait the hook and learn how to set the hook.
Mm-hmm.
And that's right there at the beginning of your videos. If you tell them what you're going to tell them, and tell them what the problem is, tell them how you're going to fix it, and give them something for the future. To now near the end, this is something we're going to discuss, and tell them something that's coming, so that they'll continue watching it in order to hear what that part is.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I can still hear you. Oh, there
I'm here. Yeah.
All right.
You may try to do it over here.
Try logging over there.
But if you want to make videos that people are going to watch, you know, and not just do it for yourself. Some people do it for themselves and don't really care. But if you want to make a video that other people are going to want to watch, you look at it like you're giving a speech or something. You know, tell them what you're going to tell them, then tell it to them and tell them what you told them.
And funny enough, those are the ones that go viral. Is the people that don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Seems like I've never been able to tell the videos I thought people would like to watch, nobody cared to watch, and the ones I didn't figure meant anything, they seem to get more views.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I know anything.
And that's what I said. It's like, you know, people worry about the views and the watch hours and all that stuff. To me, that's not important. Worry about the content that you're putting out there. Right.
The ninja.
Is he on here? Oh, he's on there. Okay. There he is. Well, go on, Red.
Yo, fix your Wi-Fi, Bridget. Mine is 100%. Mine is working perfectly fine.
I think TT bridged my Wi-Fi. You know how that
TT?
goes.
Oh, okay. If you mentioned her name, yeah, she'll bridge your Wi-Fi for sure. That's what she does for a living. Belt Loop, big up yourself, brother. How you doing?
Blessings, brother. Blessings.
Thanks for stopping by today. I had a lot of fun with that, man. I can't wait to get those stickers back, brother. I'm telling you.
You know, I always love your live streams, right?
Yeah, it was fun. We know you're a troll. We know you got a troll built in you, brother.
I never think of myself as a troll.
You got it in you. Just know you got it in you.
All right.
So when continue, I was listening in the background. I'm with my son, so I can't spend too much time, but I just wanted to at least show my face on here. Mm-hmm. Bro, we respect what you're doing. We respect the fact that you're bringing this to the forefront. People need to hear this stuff, brother. And it's good that we don't harbor information. It's good that we put it out there so everybody's aware. We might not be the pros of YouTube, but as long as the information is there, you can determine it for what it be, you know, for what you can look into and research more on your own. But at the end of the day, if we don't let people know, some people who come on here are clueless. Like when we first started, we were completely clueless. We knew nothing. We were following everybody else until you start figuring it out yourself that some people just do it for the views. Some people just want you to click on their channel. They'll say anything to make you believe what they want you to believe. But at the end of the day, you're going to grow up and eventually find your way and find out what you're into, find out what your channel is about. And with all this excess information that's being put out here, it's a blessing that somebody's taking the time to let everybody know the truth, right? Just do your own research. I respect that. And I respect the Tiki Bar for what it does. And the Tiki Bar is the Tiki Bar, baby. Let's go. I fly from a plane with drinks and I land in a bar with drinks. Let's get it.
And you know what? It's fine. Because like I said, everybody has their own way of what they want to do. Everybody has their reason for being here. You know what I'm saying? So we're not gonna like put anybody down for being here and what they're here for and doing what they want to do.
Absolutely.
Information is free. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's some people that will go out and do the research, and there's some people that wait for you to do the research for them, and which is
Very
fine.
true.
You know what I'm saying?
True. Very true.
But my whole goal is to like, I'm telling you, like a lot of people ask me, like, okay, how'd you get here? How'd you get? Again, we don't have to agree with everything, right? There's this thing about advertising, like people saying, oh, you're paying for subs and all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, any business advertises, right?
Absolutely.
Every business advertises. So you can stay in your own little comfort zone and like I said, you have your first 10 customers, and because they buy your food, that's the only 10 customers you want. That's fine. That's you're happy with that. You're comfortable with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's your decision. That's your prerogative. You know what I'm saying? But don't bash other people because they decided to advertise their channel, grow their business, or grow their restaurant, and now you're mad because now they're having more customers than you are. There's nothing wrong with that.
Now you surpassed and have exceeded everything that they can imagine. Now they want to come. Now they want to talk about you, right? When you've been doing this the whole time, the right way, your way, the only way.
Yeah, there's no reason for that. I mean, and again, everybody has their opinion. Everybody, like I guarantee you, everybody that's in this chat right now knows something more than somebody else here.
Oh yeah, of
You know
course.
what I'm saying?
That's why we learn from each other.
Yeah, everybody in here knows something that somebody else doesn't know. The difference is are you going to share that information with somebody else?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's to me, that's the most important thing, is just sharing information. Again, you don't have to.
When it's not just about sharing. In my eyes, it's not just about sharing the information. It's sharing the information with the right intent, right? Knowing that you don't owe anybody anything. They don't have to come back to you. You don't owe them anything. You're just sharing it because you feel free. Like almost it's your duty to just share it because of the person that you are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's it. That's it. And again, you can share information. People don't have to accept that information.
Yep.
But again, it's all about why you do it. Out of the goodness of your heart, and knowing that, because the one thing I've always been coming up in the military is we have this thing where we say you move up or you move out, right? And every time I got promoted, my responsibility was to train someone else to take my job, right? I was supposed to bring up that next person. I won't even use the term below me, but the next lower ranking person.
Yeah.
So everybody that I was responsible for mentoring, I would make sure that they knew exactly what I did to get where I got, because they're the future of the next generation of leadership. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And every time I moved up, I would make sure that every person that I was responsible for mentoring got mentored. You know what I'm saying? And that's not everybody's like that. Some people,
unfortunately, not everybody's like that. You're right.
Yeah, some people get power and they
hold out the information to themselves.
Yeah, they hoard information, they don't give it all out and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, and you come across that in every career field. Every career field. I don't care what job you do, there's somebody in your job that feels like they're the single point of failure, right? And they're like, oh, I know everything. But guess what happens when you leave? Someone else takes your position.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? Whether you quit the job or you retire, guess what? Somebody else is going to take that job, and it's almost like you never existed.
Just the number, bro.
So, at the end of the day, if you do things, do it out of the goodness of your heart. Spread the love, share the information. Again, the information is out there, but not everybody has access to the information, or not everybody's out there searching for it. If I know I can come to Beltloop and know that Beltloop does his live every week, that they talk about techs, and new information that's out there on the web and how to build your channel better, I'm gonna go over to Beltloop, because that means I don't have to sit there and read. I don't like to read. You know what I'm saying? So if I know Beltloop's gonna come live on Thursday and tell me how it actually, he's read all the information and breaks it down for me, then I'd rather just go sit over at Beltloop's channel and get the information.
Especially if it sounds, Beltloop. Beltloop is a talker. He knows his stuff. And when he doesn't know something, he'll let you know, well, I'm not sure, but I'll look into it. So he's a trusted source. So I would understand why you'd rather sit on his channel and listen to him than try to go read all that stuff to yourself.
Right. And trust me, I did a lot of reading on this topic. Like I said, the fact that it took so much time while I was gone, but it gave me time to do even more research. But I'm not gonna Miss TT. TT, you in the building?
Winston, I see your bushes shaking.
TT.
Everyone, hi.
What's going on?
How are you doing? How are you? Hi, Beltloop. Hi, Red Room, my best friend. How are you?
Is TT on here?
Yeah, she's on here.
Tell her to take the mic out of her throat, man.
To the mic, Miss TT.
It's the bridge Wi-Fi. TT.
You hearing me?
We can hear you now. Hi, Uncle Bill. Welcome in.
Welcome in, Uncle Bill.
Hello, everyone.
Bill Red Ox Outdoors. If you guys haven't checked out Uncle Bill, he's awesome. Go check out his channel.
I'll go connect with him right now if I'm not.
So TT, what's going on? Tell us.
I'm here and seeing this question that Bentley is asking. And for me, I just want to say, be yourself. You need to stay consistent, authentic. Do not watch views. Just continue work hard and go around others that have something to offer. Honestly, yes. Because I have learned a lot on YouTube, not just sitting, and for you, Winston, I love how you and Miss Lynn really like research things and then come and tell us. You don't just talk from off the top of your head, things that you may think, may work. You guys really research and you come and you share it with us, you know? So I am really grateful for you guys. Belt Loop, we listen to you also, Belt Loop, because we're on the plenty of times I'm there, but I'm in the bush because you all know I work from home, and not because we work from home, you still have to produce.
And here's the thing, Tita. I appreciate that because the one thing about me and Loop he's in the same career field as I am.
Mm-hmm.
We don't like putting out bad information. we like we like to work on facts. You know what I'm saying? In
Yeah,
in this career field, facts are very important to because our integrity is the most important thing that we have. You
exactly.
know. So when you put out bad and again, we don't know everything, and
No,
there's
no.
nothing wrong with if you put out something that was pertinent at that time
Mm-hmm.
when you did your research, it was pertinent at that time, and you find out, you know what, that's not
Stage it.
pertinent now, then you come back and you say, you know what, I put out some bad information and admit the fact that okay, I was wrong. This wasn't at the time it was relevant, but it's not relevant anymore. And that's what you have to do with your viewers and subscribers is be honest with them, be forthcoming with them. Um, and like I said, just be open and say, look,
Yeah,
if I'm not available, I'm not available.
Because when I got demonetized, it was really
yeah,
we thought it was
100%.
collaboration by itself,
Hey, take
so
the mic out of your mouth, man. Take the mic out of your mouth.
You ain't put VVIQ. It's a
we
good
are
friend of
there.
yours.
We thought it was the collaboration, and I mean, after like researching and going onto Chat GPT, asking Chat GPT to, audit my channel, I realized that the 31 days live had something to do with it. And when I really look at it, like for you, Winstone, even Blessed Life Journey and some others, but when you guys go live, you all go live on vertical and horizontal. But when you finish the vertical, you guys went and did short with it. And when I read audit my channel, Chat GPT told me the same thing. What you
Mm-hmm.
guys are doing, I should have done. So if I had done that, then yes, I would still be in the problem because of the collapse. But at the same time, I would not have an issue with my life.
And again, it's a learning experience, right? I
Yes,
mean, there's giant channels going through the same thing right now. So it's not just small content creators that are going through this issue right now. It's literally, I think we mentioned it before where, it's like when you're out in the ocean, you throw out that big net, you never know what you're going to catch in the net, right? So you might be going out for snapper, but you ain't gonna just catch snapper. You might catch a whale in there. You might catch a couple of sharks. They ain't got nothing to do with it. They was just out there swimming in the ocean doing their thing, living their life. You know what I'm saying? So I think people have gotten so
Yeah,
caught
that's a
up
good
in
analogy. It's a good analogy. Yep.
yeah, I think people have gotten so caught up in trying to figure out why they got demonetized and what they were doing or not doing. And
yeah,
again, this whole thing, it changes every single day. You know what I'm saying? Every single day. So and again, it goes back to the business aspect of it, right? As a business owner, you're responsible to know if you say, for example, Butler was talking about different states and different rules, right? I live in Maryland, right? If I open a restaurant in Maryland, I need to know every aspect of the law that requires me to keep my business
Yes.
open legally. You know what I'm saying? So as a content creator, you have no excuse to say, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Because YouTube
Right.
essentially tells you what the rules and regulations are. And they have the right, because it's their platform, to change the rules and regulations whenever they so decide. If if you get caught up in the dragnet and you weren't paying attention, so be it. Guess what? You just you learn and you adapt
Yeah.
to what they changed it to. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't mean you are doing something wrong. It just so happens. Um, okay. It just so happens that at the time you just got caught in the net of, you know what I'm saying? Not whatever the rule changes were, right? Rules change all the time, laws change all the time, regulations change all the time, right? You just again, it might change last night when you were sleeping. You know, so everything that you did was all good when you did it, right? But then you wake up in the morning, you're like, what just happened? Right? It's like a speed camera, right? They put up speed cameras at night for a reason, right? So when you ran the intersection last night, you was good to go. You know, tomorrow this morning you wake up and you're driving, you run the intersection. You didn't know they put up a speed camera. You get a speeding ticket in the mail. You're like, what happened?
Hey, Winstone, I'm gonna have to drop. I've got
All right, Bill. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you.
my
Thanks for
pleasure.
stopping in. I appreciate all the you have a wealth of knowledge as well. So I always appreciate you being here, brother.
Hey, brother, if you ever need anything, let me know.
All right, thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
You know, Winston, when I got demonetized, I thought I was having issues with watch only, but where you would see how many videos you have and your watch hours, I didn't get that. Reason being because I usually go live.
Hmm.
So because of that, I had enough watch hours. But thanks to everybody who run my stuff and helped me towards getting back monetized. But I was not seeing the watch hours at the regular place. It was when I went onto studio because Goga even guided me with that. And I was wondering why this I wasn't seeing when Goga said go to earn in studio, and I
Hmm.
went to like 365 days and stuff. Then I
Hmm.
saw true watch hours. And VIQ also told me. So I just want to say thanks to everybody, all of you guys who supported me. I really appreciate
But like we said, it's not the end of the world, you know.
it.
And
Thank
again, you know, I could be demonetized tomorrow for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Back
so
to your channel.
what is relevant? What is relevant to me right now? Like we again, you live and you learn, right? So one of the things I've been doing a lot is going back in and seeing things that I had done before. Like I've had so many of my videos getting what do you call it?
Right.
Flagged for copyright, right?
Yes.
Because a lot of the apps that I was using to use as like background music to my videos, I didn't know that once you don't pay for the app anymore,
Yes.
that song now is copyrighted material because you're no longer paying the app. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I even got strikes from YouTube music.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So the music that YouTube said was available and good to go, I got copyright strikes from YouTube, and that was a YouTube sponsored music app. our music, you know what I'm saying?
It was copyright free, and then after a while, you see it come up. Yes, it's true.
Yeah. So again, like I said, I mean, what's good right now might not be good tomorrow, you know? And at the end of the day, you just have to be vigilant in in your content that you're putting out the channel, and you have to take responsibility for your actions is basically what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Or the actions that either the actions that you did take or you didn't take. You know what I'm saying? We we all again, there are some people that are out there that are doing things that they know they shouldn't be doing. And those people, funny enough, the ones that know they're do what they're not supposed to be doing, they actually take responsibility for their actions. It's the ones that the ones that don't pay attention that don't take responsibility. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I mean, to each his own. I mean, this thing is a journey. This is
Yes.
that YouTube is a lot bigger than all of us. It will be here when we leave. You know, it'll be here. It's here now. It was here before we started. It'll be here long after we're here. So to me, our goal is to enjoy your journey,
Mhm.
right? Don't worry about what other people say or what other people do. That has nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? You have to be an adult. And granted, there are kids on here too. I think you have to be at least 18 to have a YouTube channel anyway. But just because you're over 18 doesn't mean you're an adult either, right? So as an adult, it's our responsibility, especially if you have kids, to teach your kids the right way to deal with the situation. And the right way to deal with the situation is to be an adult. Be the bigger person. You know, don't get involved in nonsense because it's not important. What are you here for? What are you trying to build? What's your brand? Right? I always say protect your brand, right? Companies are looking at what you're giving out, right? Most jobs these days, if you live in the United States, I don't know how it is anywhere else,
Social
but
media.
huh?
Social media is what they go and look at.
Oh
If you
yeah. Yeah,
go into
most jobs now when you apply for a job, you have to give them your social media accounts because they're going to go look at your social media account.
feel,
But it's not.
And well, 7 o'clock double dog would be.
No,
But
it's not.
like you have to give on your job application now. And if anybody else agrees with me,
it's true.
you have to put out your social media accounts because you can either give it to them or they're going to find out. Right? So because they want to know what kind of employee that they're hiring. You know what I'm saying? So again, you have to be responsible in your social media platform and what kind of content you put out because again, I'm already got my job. I'm less than 3 years away from retirement from this job, but it still doesn't mean I can't be responsible in what I put out on social media. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the end of the day, I'm a government employee, so I have to adhere to government rule, the government rules and rules of behavior. You know what I'm saying? So everyone should be cognizant of that as well. Some people are not. You know what I'm saying? He said, see, Red said we have a team hired. I'm sorry, people. My iPad gets into this mode where it doesn't let me update the iPad. But Red said we have a team hired at my workplace that paid to do social media. Yeah. And most businesses,
Right? When,
AG blessings.
Winston, you think I could apply for that job at Red's workplace? Because I know I would do a good
Oh
job.
no, you ain't getting no job in nobody's workplace. No,
I want to
mm-mm.
do this
Not
one.
with.
I could shut down some of you guys. Right?
Every, every like TT. Oh no, she like to bridge Wi-Fi. We ain't putting her. She gonna slow down our internet
All
connection.
I know, setback is temporary.
Huh?
And setbacks are temporary. And I know that. you come back even better and stronger. You don't worry about, temporary stuff.
Yeah, yeah. But like I said, you know, just enjoy your journey. Your journey is yours. You know what I'm saying? Don't, I mean, at the end of the day, why do something if you're not having fun doing it? Right? You know, aside from it, I know a lot of us have jobs and we just do it because it pays the bills, right?
Mhm.
Um, I know I love my job. I love what I do. I love being in the military. I love my job now. You know, at some point I know that that's gonna end and I'm gonna retire from that. And you know what? When you walk out the door, nobody remembers what you did. You know, so the most important thing is take care of yourself and your family. That's
Yeah.
that's the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, your journey is your journey, right? Don't worry about, I have one of my, it's kind of funny. One of my friends I have, he said one of the simplest phrases, but it's to this day means so much to me. Hi, Nicole, welcome in. Is that he always used to say, don't watch me, watch TV.
Yeah.
It's such a simple phrase, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, just, we're so caught up in what other people are doing. And it's not, why is that important, right? Does that affect your household? Does it affect how you live your life? Does that affect, your paycheck? No. So we all have our own lives to live. And again, like I said, none of us have the right to judge anybody, right? People make their own decisions and they have to deal with the consequences of their decisions. You know what I'm saying? And that's all that matters. Aside from that, take care of yourself, take care of your family, do what you love, and don't worry about what other people think about you or how you live your life. Because at the end of the day, only the man above is going to judge us on Judgment Day, if you believe in that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Win,
Yeah.
Mama Lynn,
Huh?
where's Mama Lynn?
Oh,
What is
she's right. She's right here. She's
I'm still here.
curious
she's
to hear
working on
your
the
thoughts on
she's
this.
working on the raid. She's working on the raid. We gotta find somebody to raid to, but usually the only
I'm curious
person
to know her. I'm curious to know what she thinks too.
Oh yeah. Well then, talk
What's
to the
that?
people and he wants to know what you think.
About what?
We're trying to distract you so the plane crashes, but we want to know.
oh,
Oh,
the plane
see,
ain't crashing.
no.
Oh, we got a new brand new airline. We bought out Spirit Airlines and we upgraded it. So
All right,
yeah,
all right. Mama Lynn, how do
Fix
you
it.
feel about all this? What we're
yeah,
talking about here?
I think rebranding is very important, especially if you have not decided on a niche yet.
Yeah,
Um, it's good to still do a variety of videos if you're still undecided. Um, but sometimes it's just like a resume. I'm
yeah,
gonna put it that way. Sometimes you might want to, maybe it's a good idea to have a second page. So that way you don't want to get rid of the content you have that's, you know, scattered, but you want to link like videos or with like videos. So if you're doing cooking videos, project videos, travel videos, um, and especially it comes important when you do a playlist as well.
yeah,
Um, because you don't want someone to be looking at a travel playlist and then it has a whole bunch of cooking in it
Yes.
because that's not what they're looking for. So I think it really comes into cleaning up pages and really defining what you're after. Um, Pretty soon, I guess I'll start doing like different trainings, putting different things together to especially help people that's building their pages. Because some people are visual learners. Some of them, you don't learn by just reading it yourself. Sometimes you need someone to help explain it a little bit clearer. And so you can address those questions that people have firsthand. But that's my 2 cents.
Look, I told you she's the brains behind the operation. I'm just the face. I'm just the face. I'm just the face. You know?
I'm sorry about the beef. I'm sorry about the beef with Nightbot. It's not my fault. Nightbot has a mind of its own.
But yeah, and that's what it boils down to. Like I said, YouTube channel is not just a page, it's your brand, right? And I've said that so many times. It's your business, it's your reputation. And you know, that's the most important thing is at the end of the day, you're putting your reputation on the line just being here as a content creator,
But
right?
it's like what you said before. It's also your reasonings for being on YouTube. What are you here for?
Why are
Right?
you here?
What is
Yeah.
it planning to do? Are you planning a business? Are you planning it as a memorial type thing for your family? Are you just on here to have fun, meet people, just be dumb or whatever? What is the real reason you're on here? I guess you have to define that in order
Mhm.
and define that before you make that decision if you're going to be a business or not.
Yeah, and some people don't know that when they started. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I started just posting videos, not even thinking about what I was posting, you know. And over time, I try to evolve my channel to what people like the most about my channel. You know what I'm saying? And like Lynn was saying, it's like, we've gotten to a point where we're now making playlists to make sure that we have our shorts, we have our who's that? Vasily here. Blessings. Thank you. I appreciate you. Big up, big up, big up. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate you. And I might eventually make another channel that just deals with just my DIY stuff. Cause, again, you don't want to confuse your audience, right? That's the whole goal. You don't want to confuse your audience. You want them to, if this is what you're selling, then that's what you're selling, right? If you're a Hobby Lobby that does multiple things, then people are not confused when you go from selling figurines to, hot dogs, right? Because
Heard
you,
that
sell,
figurine.
you sell a little bit of everything. So if your viewers and subscribers, and I always say, go back to your first 1,000 viewers that you worked so hard to get. Remember what you gave them, right? Respect, Reds. Thank you so much, my brother.
About my food, that's what I want. It's not about the super chat. Where's my food?
I I got some good stuff for y'all this weekend. Like, trust me, I'm taking it to the next level as far as the food content goes. So more torture is coming,
Can
Steven
I
you
still
know.
wants his food too, you see?
when is the membership coming? When is the
Well,
membership coming? That's what
huh?
I'm asking. When is the membership coming?
I told you, TT, I told you already. Like, I'm
I'm
not.
not interested. You're on here for fun and all of that, but I mean,
Well, the thing is for me, and I think I've said it on Reds Live before, is like, I feel like memberships are an important thing.
mm,
And I want to make sure that when I
And
offer a
also,
membership, you're going to get everything and then some. You know what I'm saying? So, right now, for me, where I am in my career, I know I'm not going to be able to provide what my members
I'm worried.
require.
I'm worried right
he said wait till he's retired and then we'll
worried.
think about it.
You know why I'm worried? Because if you're doing us like this, can you imagine when what is gonna
That's
happen
why
to us?
Look, that's why you got to have that 5-year plan. You know what I'm saying? You got to have that 5-year plan. So I retire from this job in 3 years, and I'll be free to do and say
Oh,
what I want to say. You know what I'm saying? So right now, I'm just building, and hopefully my subscribers will still be here 5 years. 3 years from now, 5 years from now, still enjoying my content and me being able to give them everything that they want. You know what I'm saying? So again, for me, it's the fun of it. I enjoy doing it. And like I said, when I don't enjoy it anymore, you know, I won't be here. You know what I'm saying? So
She
respect,
wants food
TT.
too. She wants food.
So look, at the end of the day, it all boils down to this, man.
So they got the
Just
wrong date. Tell them they got the wrong date. Today's not the food day.
well, you transported us here into the future before, so now you're here. So I'm glad you all are here. So I'm at my 2 hour mark. I'm not gonna go beyond that. But look, I always want to say I appreciate you guys. It's been a month since I did the Tiki Bar, so this has been great to have everyone here tonight supporting the channel. Like I said,
Yes, please.
my promise to you is that I'm gonna just keep giving you great content and trying to make it even more better, more torture that you can enjoy. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna I think Lynn's been here working, and the only person that is always live on Saturday at 7 p.m. is my brother Devil Dog.
Yeah, we
All right,
look for
let's hit it
somebody
again.
new, but
Lynn's been here for the last 15 minutes looking to see who's live, and Devil Dog is. But again, I'm not cutting it short because Devil Dog, it's a good community. They have a good time over there. We have fun, great people. You know what I'm saying? So
Good
I
to have you back,
appreciate you.
brother. Good to have you
Yeah,
back. Straight up.
no,
Good to have you back.
yeah, and it's good to be back. And I like I said, I support anyone that's out there just doing their thing, enjoying what they do, and just be
Love
keep
you.
it clean.
Here,
Yeah,
Winston.
be respectful of others. Have fun. Don't worry about whatever nonsense is going on out there. It's not important.
Absolutely.
Just live your life, and that's what's important. So,
Yeah, man. If the bushes start moving too swiftly, we just set it on fire, man. You see it?
well, man, look, again, you got to be the bigger person. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's what it is. So, thank you for pulling up to the Tiki Bar. Before you leave, make sure you hit the like button, hit the
We not
subscribe
get a
button if you
song?
ain't
Do we not get a
subscribed.
song on the way out? What's up with that?
Drop a comment off the which song do you want?
Doesn't matter. Anything. You got to end it with a song by Winston.
Listen, I love that song.
What
What's the friends that you keep? I love that song, Winston.
I
Oh
don't
my
know if I don't even know if I have it saved on my thing.
God.
All right. All right. You
But
get away with
anyway,
it. You get away with it
anyway,
this time.
I got something special for y'all. So
But Win, can I
hey,
make a request? Can I make a request?
what's that?
You remember one day you came on live and you were DJ Winstone? Can
Hmm.
we get one more of those
The
lives,
old
please?
the old Windstone Chronicles.
No, you had a show where you came on one time and you're just playing music and you're jamming. And the music was playing, you're running outside, fixing the barbecue, coming back inside and playing music.
it was about 30 minutes. So
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I want one of those, please.
Okay, I'll do that again.
DJ Winstone.
I'll do that again. I'll do that again. So one of these weeks, because
maybe tomorrow.
yeah, maybe tomorrow. Because
All right.
I'm outside cooking tomorrow. So I'm cooking a
Nice.
special meal tomorrow. So I might go live tomorrow. Not well, I can't mess with Goga's time frame because Goga
Yeah, but
always
you got to
has
make sure you
some.
have the different hats, the DJ hat, the chef hat.
I got the hat. I got the hats. I got the hats.
Let's go. Welcome back, brother. We miss you, man.
No, we appreciate you all. So don't go nowhere. Hold on, because I got something special for y'all on this flight. All right. So we're gonna end the stream. We're gonna head over to Devil Dog. We're gonna have a good time. But make sure scan your tickets and get on the flight because I got something special for y'all. Let
Oh,
me know. Let me know if this shows up because this is something that I made especially for you guys. So
oh,
make sure you type in food for them raid. Food
what's the
for
name, right?
them
Okay.
raid. All right.
All right. All
So
right.
I appreciate y'all. Let's go to Devil Dog. See you shortly.
Okay, then. Bye.
Blessed love.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, that's me.
name on it, so I couldn't end it that way.
This is Food Pinyam Airlines, where the journey is just as satisfying as the destination. So buckle up, secure your food, and let's grow.
Here is your jerk chicken. Enjoy your meal.